Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning you all. I hope you all are fine and doing well at your homes. It's my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome you all. Your presence through comments makes me very happy. As you all know, I am your maths teacher, Nasreen Fatma. In lecture number 27, we will discuss the reinforcement of DMAS rule from exercise number 1D. The DMAS rule based on 4 operations. 4 operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division are known as the 4 operations. We follow the given rules when mixed operations are used. First, we will follow the rule number 1 is when there are 2 operations plus and minus only, or multiply and divide only in the given expression, we start working from the left and operations are used in sequence. Means when we have these 2 operations, plus or minus and multiply and divide. In this case, we will not use the DMAS rule. We will use only rule number 1, and in this rule we will start working from left and the operations are used in sequence. Either the operation is plus or minus or multiply or divide. We will start working from the first operation. Let's take the example of rule number 1. When we have the plus and minus only. When we have these 2 signs, we will follow rule number 1. The question is 96 minus 45 plus 32. In this example, according to the rule number 1, we will start working from left and solve the operations in sequence. According to the sequence, first we have to subtract. 96 minus 45 is equal to 51 and plus 32. In the second step, we will add 51 plus 32, and we will get 83. In the next example, 77 plus 41 minus 69. We have plus sign first and then minus. It means according to the rule number 1, we will add then subtract. So first we will add 77 plus 41 minus 69. When we will add 77 and 41, we will get 118. 118 minus 69. Now we will subtract. 118 minus 69, we will get 49. It means in these 2 sums, in first sum we have the sign of minus first and then addition, and the second one we have addition and then subtraction, but we will follow the rule number 1 and we have solved these sums from left to right and the operation solved in the sequence. Let's take some more examples of rule number 1 when we have multiply and divide only. In this example, we have the sign of division first, then multiplication. So first we will divide, then multiply. When we divide 56 by 7, we get 8. 7 8s are 56. And 8 will be multiplied by 13. When we multiply 8 by 13, we will get 104. So this sum has solved according to the rule number 1. Starting from left and the operation solved in sequence. In the next example, 25 multiplied by 3 divided by 15. Now in this example, we have to multiply first, then divide according to the rule number 1. So first we will multiply 25 by 3, then we will get 75. 25 times 3 is equals to 75, and then 75 divided by 15 is equals to 3. Let's move further to rule number 2. The rule number 2, when there are two operations, multiply with plus and minus or divide with plus or minus or more than two operations, we use DMAS rule. It means when we have more than two operations with multiply or divide sign, we use DMAS rule, because in that type of expressions we have the multiple operations, and when we have the multiple operations we use DMAS rule. Now let's revise what is DMAS rule. D for division, M for multiplication, A for addition, and S for subtraction. According to this rule, we have to divide first, then multiply, then addition, then subtraction. When we use this rule in multiple operations, we will get the right answer. Now in the next example, 95 divided by 5 multiplied by 9 and minus 90. According to the DMAS rule, first we will divide 95 divided by 5, then we will get 19. 19 5s are 95. Now we have to multiply 19 by 9. When we multiply 19 by 9, 9 9s are 81, 9 1s are 9, and 9 plus 8 is equal to 171. When we multiply 19 by 9, we will get 171, and 171 minus 90, we will get 81. Now in the next example, according to rule number 2, 45 divided by 9 plus 16 multiplied by 65. First we will divide. 45 divided by 9, 9 5s are 45. 5 plus 16 multiply by 65. According to the rule number 2, first we will multiply. When we multiply 65 by 16, 65 multiply by 16, 6 5s are 30, 6 6 are 36 plus 3, 39. Then 1 5s are 5, 1 6 are 6, and when we add them, we will get 1040. When we multiply 16 by 65, we will get 1040 means 1040. So 5 plus 1040, then we will get 1045. In this example, we have three signs: plus, divide and minus. First we will divide 77 by 7, then we will get 11. Then 23 plus 11 minus 33. First we will add 23 plus 11, we will get 34. And 34 minus 33 is equal to 1. My dear students, always remember, when we solve the expression with mixed operation, we should place the equals to sign with each step. Now we are going to solve these sums according to the rule number 2. But in this sum, we will use rule number 1 also. How can we use rule number 1 with rule number 2? Let's see. 8 multiplied by 5 minus 9 plus 18 divided by 9. First we have to divide. 9 2s are 18. So 8 multiplied by 5 minus 9 plus 2. According to the rule number 2 or the DMAS rule, we have to multiply. 8 5s are 40 minus 9 plus 2. Now let's revise rule number 1. In rule number 1, when we have minus and plus sign only, then we will solve the sum from left and the operations in sequence. Sometimes, according to the rule number, when we solve the sums, we have this condition in which we have to use rule number 1. Now we will use rule number 1 in this step. The rule number 1 said 40 minus 9 means we have to solve the sum in sequence. So first we will subtract, then we will add. 40 minus 9 is equal to 31, and 31 plus 2 is equal to 33. So we solve this sum with rule number 2 and rule number 1 both. Now let's solve another sum with rule number 2, then rule number 1. 64 divided by 8 minus 7 multiplied by 1 plus 9. According to the rule number 2, we will divide first. 8 8s are 64. 8 minus 7 multiplied by 1. Now we have to multiply. 7 multiplied by 1. 7 ones are 7. 8 minus 7 plus 9. Now we have two signs, minus and plus. And when we have two signs, we will use rule number 1. And in rule number 1, we have to solve the operations in sequence. Means the first operation is minus, so we will subtract, then we will add. So 8 minus 7 is equal to 1, and 1 plus 9 is equals to 10. Now another example of rule number 2 with rule number 1. 55 minus 45 divided by 15 multiplied by 5 plus 17. Now we have the multiple operations minus, divide, multiply and plus. According to the rule, we have to divide first. When we divide 45 by 15, then we will get 3. 15 3s are 45. So 55 minus 3 multiplied by 5 plus 17. Now what should we do? We will multiply. Now 55 minus 3 5s are 15. 55 minus 15 plus 17. Now we have two signs, minus and plus only. And in this sum, we will follow rule number 1 also. So first we will subtract, then we will add. When we subtract 55 minus 15, then we will get 40. 40 plus 17 is equal to 57. To explain it further, let's take another example. 22 multiplied by 3 minus 15 plus 56 divided by 8. According to rule number 1, we have to divide first. 56 divided by 8 is equal to 7. 8 sevens are 56. 22 multiplied by 3 minus 15 plus 7. Now multiply 22 by 3, we will get 66. Now we have two signs, minus and plus, so we will follow rule number 1 and solve the operations in sequence. Means first we will subtract, then we will add. 66 minus 15 is equal to 51, and 51 plus 7 is equal to 58. My dear students, I hope you have learned how to solve the multiple operation using DMAS rule and how to solve the sums with the two rules, rule number 1 and rule number 2. Now this is the end of the today's lecture. Till then, take a very good care of yourself. But remember one thing, practice makes perfect, so practice more and more as you can. Take care. Allah Hafiz.